Hello and welcome to Ref Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me is our team from Dubai. Shomik, Bharat, Vaibhav, and Rohit will also join us soon. India and New Zealand are in the Champions Trophy semi-finals, while the hosts Pakistan have been knocked out. All eyes now on the India versus New Zealand clash. What will be India's playing 11? Will Varun Chakravarti find a place in the team? And most importantly, will Mohammad Shami be rested for the upcoming game? Among other questions as well. Over to you first, Shomik. Number one, are there any updates on Shami's injury or niggle, whatever you want to call it? And do you think Shami should be rested for the next game?
The first part of the question, Gargi, but before that, I want to apologize to our viewers for doing this show from indoors, as because it is drizzling, very light rain outside. So that is the reason why we are doing this show from indoors. Number one. Number two, as far as Shami is concerned, Shreya Shayer categorically said he has no problem. Now, India will be training tomorrow from 6 p.m. local time at ICC Academy. We'll get to see. I am not listening to any outside noise that is meaningless when a team when one of Shami's teammates on a public platform is confirming that he has no issues. We will go by that. If there is any trouble, any nickel, whatever, we'll get a better idea when India train tomorrow at 6 p.m. once again, Dubai time. So this is coming to whether Shami should be rested or not. I expect the team management to rest him for the New Zealand game in a way because it's a dead rubber sort of. Um, it could be a sort of precursor to the final also. There, there is every chance that India and New Zealand might play the final, given the way New Zealand have been playing and India are playing. So I'll never rule out Australia in an ICC event, even though they have a depleted bowling attack. But Australia are Australia. But that said, the balance New Zealand have been showing, the consistency they have been showing across formats, and India have been the form team of the tournament. So, but still, against England in the white ball series, the team management managed Shami's workload. And Gautam Gambhir said that at the post-match press conference in Ahmedabad. Now, I also, in a day driver sort of, I expect the team management to rest Sami, and once again he will be he will be fresh and good to go from the semi-final onward. So that is my take.
रोहित, क्या आपके पास कोई अपडेट्स है? शौमिक कह रहे हैं कि मोहम्मद शामी को लेके कोई इंजरी कंसर्न्स नहीं है, बट डू यू हैव एनी अदर अपडेट्स? और ऑफ कोर्स ये भी बताइए आपका क्या ओपिनियन रहेगा अगले मैच में? क्या शामी को रेस्ट करना चाहिए? क्या आप अर्शदीप सिंह को अंदर लाएंगे? बताइए आपके क्या थॉट्स है इस पे?
Look, I totally respect the experience of Shamikta, but we never get these kind of things in a press conference. Indian cricketers will never tell you that who's fit and who's unfit until and unless it is very obvious. They will always play to the gallery that yes, everything is all right. And these kind of communications, they won't come from the players only. A player, it's very few instances in Indian cricket when a player called such kind of things that a player is injured or not. So, I am not saying that what Shamikda is saying is wrong, but I am saying that, if a player is little uncomfortable or if he's still in a recovery phase, a player won't give that out to you, especially in a press conference. Almost every breaking news from a journalist is not an official communication from the BCCI most of the times. Whatever you break, 95 of those news aren't communicated by the BCCI officially. It's your sources, it's you talking to the players, it's you talking to the officials, it's you talking to anyone, who you called your sources, and then you get a news and then you break it. So, it's not always that, and I'm not saying that Shreyas Iyer is lying. Maybe as per him, they will both play. But what we get to know is that he is still in a recovering phase. As Shamikda rightly said, maybe tomorrow or maybe day after we can see him bowling. And if he's bowling full throttle, then obviously there's no such thing that he won't be available for the New Zealand game, because I don't want him to rest in that New Zealand game. Yes, Shamikda is absolutely right that that's a dead rubber, because India is qualified for the semi-finals. Anyhow, they have to play that game on 4th of March here in Dubai. But my point is, he's still finding his rhythm. He's still finding little uncomfortable as far as that ankle problem concerned. Before that also, even Rohit Sharma categorically said that he needs to find his rhythm. Yes, that 5 wicket haul came. Yes, that 5 wickets versus Bangladesh. But again, for me, that was also not the prime Shami. That was, yes, most of the mistakes were done by the Bangladeshi batters, not that A bowling from Mohammad Shami. So what I am trying to see is that he has to play that India New Zealand game, because what do you do to give one game to any of the bowler? If you are going with Arshdeep and you are thinking that we'll give Arshdeep just one game and then in semi-final Shami will be back, there's no point resting Shami there. If he's 100% fit, give him a game. No doubt that it's a dead rubber, but there are only 5 games only. So you have to find the rhythm of the bowler also. You have to give him games also. So that's my only point. What I am getting as of now, that at this point of time, what I am getting that he is not 100% fit. He is still recovering, and it will be interesting to see whether he will train tomorrow, day after, whether he'll play that game or not. But it will be interesting to see. The first priority of tomorrow's practice session will be to watch Mohammad Shami bowling.
All right. Vaibhav, there are some really good questions here. One is Pro SOS saying that best chance is to rest Shami and Jadeja. Varun and Arshdeep should come into the 11 and have exposure to Dubai conditions. And also against New Zealand with batting till 7. We need to test the batting till 7. Vaibhav, what do you think? Do you think something like this could be viable for India?
See, obviously, the New Zealand game becomes a dead rubber after Bangladesh yesterday's loss to New Zealand. So we know the which are the two teams qualifying from the Group A. So, but this is a tournament where things go very fastly. Means you will play New Zealand and then you will have to play immediately. You have to turn around and play the semi-finals. So why to change? I completely agree with Rohit Bhai on this, that Shami has to play. Shami has to play against New Zealand. Although it's a dead rubber, but if you have played Shami and Harshit Rana together in the first 2 games, why to change when already you know that Shami is not in his full rhythm? The way he bowled in the last game, you see there was starting trouble, and then in the back end he was smacked by Haris Rauf for a six. So obviously Shami is not at his absolute best. So I think with players like Mohammad Shami and Kuldeep Yadav, it's more about giving them the game time. Nothing like the game time. You can bowl as much as you want in the nets, but nothing like the game time. So I would want Shami to play the New Zealand game so that he will get more overs under his belt. He will get the rhythm back. He will at least try to get his rhythm back, because it's the same opposition against whom he took 7 wickets the last time he played in Mumbai. So it's about Shami getting his rhythm back. So I won't change the playing 11. Arshdeep, we have been saying yes, Arshdeep should have played against Bangladesh. Arshdeep should have played against Pakistan. But now, since Harshit Rana has played both the games, I won't change, because now if you bring in Arshdeep, then why you tried Harshit Rana when you know right from the start that you are only going to play 3 league games in this tournament? So I don't see any point in making those changes now, because you are going to play the semi-final after the New Zealand game. So stick with the combination, stick with Varun Chakravarti, stick with Kuldeep Yadav and Mohammad Shami. No point in changing the 11 now.
Bharat, Dev Pratap Singh Chauhan is saying New Zealand has Latham, Conway, Rachin, Bracewell, Santner. Many lefties. Any chance of Sundar? Two left-arm spinners will not work against New Zealand. Thoughts?
See, basically comes down to who are your best bowlers. Is Washington Sundar one of your best bowlers? Then pick him. But just for the sake of matchups, don't pick a bowler. That's what I always believe in. See, Washington Sundar is a decent bowler in the power play, but I'm not very sure of picking him ahead of other spinners just because of the matchup factor. Yeah, if the management believes he's one of the better bowlers in that particular setup, then obviously go ahead and pick that guy. As far as Shami is concerned, see, I'll just add a point on Mohammad Shami as well. Even since November, when he came back and played that Ranji Trophy game, it always feels as if the physios are working on him, or is getting attention from the physios in terms of his ankle problems, sometimes maybe knee issues. So he has had ongoing issues, and maybe this is the right time to just test Arshdeep Singh as well, because never know, Shami might break down in the next game that he plays. So if you have someone like Arshdeep Singh who has played a game or two in these conditions, that could give you a backup if in case Shami breaks down somewhere in the semi-final or on those lines.
Showing Pakistan out of the Champions Trophy. Anit Sadhu saying reports coming in, not sure where those reports are coming in from, but reports coming in that Akib Javed is going to be sacked. Is it true? Shamikda, I have said that earlier. Once Pakistan is out of the Champions Trophy, coach's tenure will end.
How many coaches will they sack? That is the question. They sacked Gary Kirsten, they sacked Jason Gillespie, they brought in Akif Javed, gave him complete power. Akif Javed was initially brought in as a selector, and make no mistake, Akif Javed is a fantastic coach. I can personally confirm that he is a fantastic coach. Over several interactions with him, previously when he was the bowling coach, when he coached the UAE side, over several interactions with him. I still remember doing an interview of him after the Lord's Test in 2021 when Bumrah raked havoc and almost single-handedly won the match for India. So after that, I bumped into Akib Javed, did an interview, and the way he analyzed Bumrah, I still have those transcripts, and time and again I do use the transcripts when I write on Bumrah. I have massive respect for Akib Javed as a coach. Pakistan's problem is not the coach. Pakistan's problem is not the players, I mean, the captain. As I have written today, Pakistan cricket is broken and rotten from top to bottom. You have a PCV chief who is a political appointee, and he is not even a full timer. As the interior minister of a country, uh, he has a lot more. And as the interior minister of a country that flirts with bankruptcy, that deals with farming, he has a lot more important thing on his plate than cricket. He was doing all the grandstandings over not accepting a hybrid model when the stadium redevelopment work. But the problem is that, as also my friend and Pakistan's most accomplished cricket writer, Usman Samiuddin, put out via tweet, Usman is now based in London, that some mentors in the Pakistan Cricket Board are doing commentary duties, which is a clear case of conflict of interest. And on that commentary duty, they are criticizing the team, they are criticizing the setup. So they are part of the setup and they are criticizing that. They are, I mean, in a way, they have approved this team for the Champions Trophy. They are criticizing that. It's clear double standards. Grassroots cricket development, as one of their most respected grassroots level coach Asif Bajwa told me, and I have incorporated his quote in the copy, and I will urge our viewers to go on our website and check that copy on Pakistan cricket, broken and rotten from top to bottom. There is very little grassroots development in terms of proper nurturing. Uh, Only a handful of matches for under 15, under 17, and under 19 cricketers. They are picking players on the basis of majority of them, the majority of them, on the basis of PSL. So PSL cannot be a marker for selection for 50 over cricket and um, red ball cricket, test cricket. And Pakistan's meltdown, this implosion in the Champions Trophy is not a case in isolation. Pakistan finished last in the table as far as the World Test Championship is concerned. So this has been a recurring problem. Pakistan cricket looks like is in terminal decline. They have to arrest the slide. I don't know how they will do that, but if they don't, if they fail to arrest the slide, it is never blaming the coach, sacking the coach, or sacking the captain. They had several captains. 2023 World Cup, they had Babar Azam. Then they appointed Shaheen, and then sacked Shaheen, brought back Babar Azam. Now Rizwan. There is a separate captain for Test team. So how? I mean, you are going round cycles. But the fact of the matter is that in Pakistan cricket, uh, you are not addressing the right problem. There are so many square pegs in a round hole, and Pakistan cricket, the entire structure needs to be revamped.
Yeah. um, रोहित, यहाँ एक प्रियांशु का सवाल था शमी शमी Bharat, I'm just muting you because there's an echo. Priyanshu is saying if Shami is even slightly unfit, play Ashdeep because India need wickets with new ball. Baba through his start, quality players like Head, Young, Ravindra will not throw their wickets.
Absolutely, if Shami is not 100% fit, then there's no way that you can carry him forward. But as I said, that still there is a, there's a recovery process. There is time in hands of India. It's not like that tomorrow they have to play a game or day after they have to play a game. It's almost now what, 25 is currently going on, 26 they have, 27 they have, 28 they have, and then the first they have. So still close to a week, 5-6 days are there. So if it's not very not very prolonging injury as far as Mohammad Shami is concerned, so I don't think there's any kind of worries as far as whether he will be fit or whether he won't be fit. But if there is a doubt, like in the Pakistan game, if there's a doubt, this is my question to Rohit Sharma also, that what's the point on giving him that last over, where Weber rightly mentioned that, he Haris Rauf even hitting him for a six. Obviously, Khushdi can hit, and he was hitting in the New Zealand game also. But at the last over, I was just reading a piece, and it was written that Kuldeep Yadav is the most successful bowler in death over. After Rashid Khan, he has the best economy rate, just around six, Kuldeep Yadav in death overs since his debut from 2017. So he had some great numbers in bowling to that death overs. If not Kuldeep, then you can give that over to Hardik also. So when you know that your bowler, your prime bowler, is not 100%, when you know that he's already went inside the dressing room, yes, he came back, he bowled a few overs, but that wasn't the Mohammad Shami you are watching in the Bangladesh game. Even in the Bangladesh game, that was not his 100%, means rhythm wise. But if you are not getting 100% Mohammad Shami and you know that, then why to carry it, means forward? If you have a quality bowler like Arshdeep Singh, it's not like that you don't have any kind of backup players as far as Mohammad Shami or Harshit Rana is concerned. So my only point is, if Shami is fit, wait, you still have time, you still have 5 good days. You can allow him to rest, because he knows that what he has to do. It's not like that it will be very important for him to practice. It's not like that he was completely out of his ground as far as these two games are concerned. Yes, with Harshit, you need to do, you have to tell him certain things. You have to tell him about the high pressure game. A drop catch also could be very expensive, like what Hardik did the other day. He dropped the catch and it was very expensive. But in Rizwan's case, it was not very expensive. 2 ball later, he was bowled and out. So I think with Harshit, you need to communicate. With Shami, you don't have to tell him that this is the gravity of the game. This is a high pressure game, and it's not a high pressure game also. So for Arshdeep also, Arshdeep already played 4 India-Pakistan games. Arshdeep already played 2 semi-finals of a World Cup also. He played a final also. He won you the final also, with his bowling all around the world. So you don't have to communicate anything to Arshdeep as far as the big match thing is concerned, that this is a big match. So for me, if Shami is fully fit, go with Shami. If you have a slightest of doubt in Shami, then go surely with Arshdeep. Gargi.
Yes. Another question that will be raised will obviously be about KL Rahul, Bharat. When we think of the last game as well, Hardik Pandya came ahead. What's really going into the New Zealand game? What do you expect? Do you see another KL Rahul batting at number 6, or Akshar Patel coming ahead of KL Rahul. What do you think is going on when it comes to the call of where KL Rahul will bat?
I guess with the Gambhir, you have to expect the unexpected. So that's the way to go. If you're a viewer with Gautam Gambhir, just expect the unexpected and just keep looking at who will come at 5, who will come at 6, and who will come at 7. Yeah, that's fine as long as it works. Perhaps that is fine. So it's working for Gautam Gambhir and the Indian think tank. So they would say, "What is your problem?" So yeah, they will keep doing like that. I'm fine with the experimentation, but again, if I look at it from KL Rahul's perspective, maybe I'll feel a little bit bad for him because sometimes batting at 5, sometimes batting at 6, and sometimes on occasions maybe at even 7. So from his perspective, it is bad, but it is currently India are winning, so nothing much to say about this kind of experimentations.
Wherever we have a super chat here, Crick Span is saying, being a Rohit Sharma fan, I have no shame in saying that he is the most underrated player. अगर वो खेले तो careless, वही head पे wow for me he अच्छा वो careless अगर वो खेले तो careless है सेम तरीके से अगर ट्रैविस हेड खेले तो उन्हें वाव कहते हैं लोग फॉर मी ही इज द बिगेस्ट प्लेयर सिंस 2023
वो सब सही है बट भाई कौन कह रहा अंडर रेटेड है? मतलब रोहित शर्मा को अंडर रेटेड आप बोल रहे हैं, मेरे को तो वो समझाया नहीं पहले तो। बट हाँ, ये बात सही है कि इन इंडिया वी क्रिटिसाइज रोहित शर्मा फॉर हिज अप्रोच, एंड एट द सेम टाइम वी अप्रिशिएट ट्रेविस हेड फॉर गोइंग bonkers in the power play in ODIs and T20s. I think both have adopted the same approach, similar to what Brendan McCullum did in before the 2015 World Cup. He made it clear that I'm going to play like this. I am the captain of the team, and I think that method has been adopted by many players. But for only for few players it has worked. For example, Rohit Sharma. For example, Travis Head. But the problem with in our country is if one player fails in one innings, suppose Rohit Sharma fails in the next game, people will criticize him. That's the unfortunate part. That's why I say that he's not underrated, because people have expectations from him. He's a star, he's a superstar. If you look at his stats, 50 plus average, 100 plus strike rate in ODIs since 2023. So Rohit Sharma has the method that he is employing in the at the start is working for him, is working with the for team as well. But again, this is a very fine this is a very valid point, that on one side we appreciate Travis Head, we laud him that, oh wow, how the way he plays is the way white ball cricket should be played. On the other hand, it's not like that Travis Head plays a big innings every second day. He also gets failures. Last match, you see, he got out to Jofra Archer. So, but nobody was criticizing Travis Head then. But if same happens with Rohit Sharma, if Rohit Sharma, gets out on a single digit score, everyone will go after him. That's the unfortunate part of it. But again, players have to, they have to, somehow manage all these things and get on. And I don't think these are the things matters to players, because I remember Rohit Sharma speaking ahead of the ODI series. He said, "None of the things matters to me. I know what I am doing." So as long as players know that players trust their methods, I think it's fine with them, and it should be fine with the fans as well.
final round of questions and final 10 minutes on the show freaking awesome is saying the one rivalry I rate above Australia versus India is Australia versus South Africa. It is such an exciting clash. In the last 10 years, South Africa dominated though. In 22 ODIs, South Africa has won 16, Australia has won 5, and net run rate is -1. This is not a
No
knockout game.
result, no result.
No result, sorry, my bad. Uh, Shomik, are you excited for the game tonight?
Excited. I mean, I expect quality cricket for sure. Two very, very good teams are playing. But in terms of rivalry doesn't just happen on the field. You need certain external factors to build for the build up to build a proper rivalry. In India Pakistan's case, it will always be the geopolitics, right? It's always be the geopolitics, political factors, stuff like that. In England versus in Test cricket, the Ashes, they have history. South Africa Australia rivalry could have had history, but South Africa was rightly ostracized from, uh, from world cricket, from the world of sport, for close to 3 decades because of their government's apartheid policy in the 1960s until Jagmohan Dalmia brought them back to the fold, until Nelson Mandela was freed, and until democracy and humanity returned to that country. So from that point of view, Australia South Africa rivalry couldn't develop properly. It had it flirted with that during the 69-70 series when South Africa played against when Australia played against a great South African team comprising Barry Richards, Graham Pollock, Mike Proctor, some great players. Clive Rice was there. So, but after that, South Africa were ostracized. Now, that context is important here. When Australia and South Africa play, it is always we expect very high quality cricket because two very good sides are playing. But once again, you need those external factors, and without those external factors, without that spice, you cannot have a proper rivalry in any sporting field.
One thing I want to bring up before we close the show is the fact that there's this one video going around of an Indian fan with an Indian flag in Lahore in the stadium, and reports are saying that he was arrested, that he was beaten up by fans. रोहित मतलब अगर ऐसे बात करें, पाकिस्तान कह रही थी कि इंडिया को तो पाकिस्तान आना चाहिए था मैचेस खेलने के लिए, चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी खेलने के लिए, लेकिन पाकिस्तान में तो ये हाल है। अगर कोई इंडियन फैन इंडियन फ्लैग लेके बैठ रहा है, तो ही इज बीटन अप बाय द रेस्ट ऑफ द क्राउड।
Well, firstly, I don't know that how true is that. We have to absolutely sure about this. To comment on anything. But if it has happened, then I think it's not the right message they are sending across. I remember a news I think few years ago that there was a fan who was wearing the Virat Kohli jersey also, and he was also arrested. That was the credible news at that point of time. And at that point of time also it went very viral, and there were many of them were criticizing, because here in Dubai or you go to Australia, there were multiple India Pakistan games I've covered where every almost 50 or 100 Pakistanis wearing a Pakistani jersey and written Kohli 18 there in a Pakistani jersey. And there were many of them who are wearing a jersey. On half of their side it was Pakistan's flag, on half of their side it was Indian flag. So if you go around the world, if you see the Pakistani fans, and they were from Pakistan, it's not like that they were from the other countries. They were Pakistani fans, they were putting Indian flags, they were putting Pakistani flags, they were wearing a Kohli jersey, the Indian jerseys also at some point of time. So it's part of the culture. If you find the Indian or Pakistani diaspora around the world, you will find them doing these kind of things and wearing these kind of jerseys. Really don't know how much true is that story, but if it is, then it's not a right message you are sending, across the world, that how hospitable you are, because Virat Kohli is not someone who you can limit to India only. He has fans across the world, and be it Australia, be it England, everywhere he goes, he enjoyed that kind of fandom. And that's a part of what he is doing at this point of time. Even I saw many fan visuals where big screens are there in part of Lahore, in Multan, sorry, in Pindi, and in Karachi, in different parts of Pakistan, where fans are celebrating his 100, and his
Yes.
100, when it came, it was the winning run also. So, Pakistan losing out of the Champions Trophy in 4 days, and Pakistan fans celebrating, Virat Kohli's 100. So that easily sums up that what fandom he enjoys. And if it's there, I think it's very bad for from Pakistan also, and from the message they are sending across the platforms.
There are always two sides to it. We're not sure whether the news is completely true or not, of course, but there have been, quite an uproar on social media. So I thought, why not discuss it? But at the same time, like Weber was also telling us that Pakistani fans that day at Dubai were, very, even though Pakistan had lost, they were very happy about having watched the Virat Kohli 100. Last super chat before we close the shows, Crick Span. Again, he's commenting on रोहित शर्मा के लिए फिटनेस पे बात आती है अगर मैच नहीं चलता, बट उसका व्हाट बट उसका इतना बात होता है रियली. 23 वर्ल्ड कप, 24 वर्ल्ड कप अकेला लेके गया, 2 टेस्ट साइकिल बेस्ट. हिपोक्रेसी. Bharat, Webber, any one of you want to take this one?
Maybe Vaibhav can take it.
हिपोक्रेसी की बात हुई तो भरत सर अलग बोल रहे हैं कि मुझे करना है. ठीक है, मैं ही ले लेता हूँ. बट यार ये चीज मतलब फिटनेस पे तो यार मुझे समझ में नहीं आता व्हाई पीपल क्रिटिसाइज रोहित शर्मा. वेन एवर आई सी हिम ऑन द ग्राउंड, मतलब ही इज वेरी एजाइल, he runs in very hard. And also अब जिम में भी देखोगे तो whenever he is in the academy, वो आपको दिखता है कि he's making all the efforts. He's already at the fag end of his career. He's 37, not growing any younger. But अब ये होता है ना कि अब unfortunate यार, if you look at from the criticism point of view, it's very unfortunate that we criticize Rohit Sharma for every new thing, whether it's fitness, whether it's performances. He has been delivering. If not for him, I remember last World Cup, you are saying 2024 World Cup, he was the highest run getter. He was the most impactful batter. In 2023 World Cup, he was the most impactful batter. Obviously, nobody, even not Virat Kohli scores 100 in every ODI game, although he's the arguably the best ODI batter of all time. But he doesn't score 100 in every ODI game. So sometimes you have to understand where you are criticizing. If he is going somewhere wrong when you are registering 3 back-to-back failures, then you can criticize him. Okay, poor shot selection, which we were doing in Australia, which you guys were doing in Australia, that he's getting out in a Virat Kohli getting out in a similar fashion, Rohit getting out against the new ball. We were criticizing, but when there is no point in criticizing, you shouldn't be bringing the fitness factors, that he's old. These are baseless things, what I believe. So sometimes as fans also, I understand you have high expectations, but it's we all what we do is urge fans to even if you are criticizing, it should be constructive criticism and not something like you are going bonkers against a player just to run your agenda.
Also, a small point to it before closing it out. I guess it comes down to maybe some fan wars, Kohli fans versus Rohit Sharma fans. That is where I guess it comes down to. See, as far as Rohit Sharma is concerned, in my opinion, he was never going to be this consistency personified type of player. But in ODI cricket, especially in ODI cricket, he has that X factor. So he can get even that Dharamshala knock in the 2023 World Cup. It might be just a knock of 46, but with the ball swimming around, that 40 knock of 46 proved to be the difference. Even against Bangladesh recently in the Champions Trophy, the ball was doing a bit early on. He got that quick fire 40, and that helped India to win the game. So he's an impact player in this format. So I'm absolutely fine with the Rohit Sharma in this particular format. Yes, in Test cricket, it's a different story, especially in present times when he's struggling perform in Test cricket. Yes, fitness. He will never be the even never win a 100-meter race or sprinting 200-meter race. But we are not into athletics. This is cricket, and I think for most part of his career is at least cricket fit, and that's more than required. That's absolutely fine.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, Shomik, Rohit, Weber, and Bharat for joining. We'll be back at 5, so don't forget to join us then. Our entire Dubai team will also join us live. So please be back and don't